The market responded negatively to the news that the U.S. president could keep Kevin Hassett in his current role, removing him then from consideration for the next Federal Reserve chair. Let's go to Thomas Hoeing on this, former chief executive of the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City. Thanks for joining us today.
I'm glad to be with you, Marilla. Thank you for having me.
What's your take on Hassett likely being out of the running?
Well, given all the events that has taken place in the last week, it's not necessarily a surprise. The president, Trump, moves back and forth as he goes through this process. And, when Hassett was the lead, I wasn't so sure because he does change his mind, and it looks like he changed his mind towards Hassett this time. I now understand that perhaps Kevin Warsh is in the lead, but no one knows. It's all speculation at this stage.
How has the probe into Jerome Powell, the current chair, changed things, do you think?
Well, I don't know for sure, but it looks like what it's done is create a great deal of skepticism around the selection of Hassett. Right after that, there was a lot of discussion about it, whether, given his closeness in terms of his current role with the Trump administration, that he would give the markets any confidence of independence. And therefore, that's caused perhaps people inside the administration, perhaps Trump himself, to say, well, maybe I better, think about someone else. And Hassett is a good advisor to me in the Economic Council. So he's kind of gone down that path. I don't know that there's more explanation to it than that. But certainly some of the turmoil over the last week has had some impact on that, I'm sure.
Do you believe Powell will stay on as part of the committee even once he's done his term as chair in May?
Well, that's a hard one to read, too. I know that, given the amount of pressure on Powell and the amount of time he spent in that job, I would think he would be interested in stepping away. But given the circumstances and the fact that there is this most recent kind of challenge to the FOMC, he might temporarily stay on in terms of transition to kind of convince in his own mind whoever is selected as chairman will be able to act or be willing to act independently of the immediate oversight of the president. So those are factors that will come into his decision, I'm sure, but how he will come out, I doubt anyone knows, but maybe Powell and his wife only.
Do you think that you touched on the fact that perhaps they're looking at somebody who would be further away from the president, seeing it more as independent? And who do you think leads in that light?
Well, I think that's part of it. Perception matters, I suppose. And this will give it more of a perception of, they thought he would be the person. I'm choosing someone else. Hassett said he agrees with that. So this would shift the speculation towards the other three and maybe someone that no one knows about, the other three candidates, and perhaps someone that we don't even know about. So that's how you have to kind of look at this in the transition stage.
Do you think the focus for the Federal Reserve is still on the labor market and weakness seen there? And I'm asking because, of course, now we have the new threat of tariffs on European products that are coming into the U.S.
Yeah. I think for this FOMC, given what I'll call the three Republican-related nominees and Powell himself, I think employment is the issue that they will be focused or have been focused on and will continue to be focused on. And if you look at it objectively, the price index has been near 3% for a year. That does not seem to be the priority given their most recent cut. And therefore, I think employment is a very important topic. Having said that, I am of the opinion that given how strong the economy in the United States for the moment appears to be, that this next meeting they have will be one in which they will kind of wait and see, that they'll not move this time. But you never know. It is an FOMC. They are focused on unemployment, and they seem to have de-emphasized inflation. So anything can happen. But I think at the moment, they would want to wait and see and not move at this meeting.
How would you characterize affordability right now in the U.S.? It's definitely an issue for Canadians, and I'm just wondering if it's as big of an issue for Americans right now.
Well, it is an issue in the United States. It's being made an issue. Things, goods in the United States, services in the United States are much more expensive than they were, 3 or 4 years ago. They have also increased in the last year with the inflation that we've had, and also some asset inflation. So it has been made a political issue, and I think that has entered the picture for the president. He's talked about putting caps on credit card debt. He's talked about moving funds from Fannie and Freddie, our what I call our housing agencies in a sense, and moving funds to help fund loans, home loans. So yeah, affordability is the issue, and it's becoming very political, and decisions are being made around that topic.
And you think it'll be more of an issue as the year goes on, as we get to the midterms?
I suspect it will be. I think the Democrats will make it an issue if they can, and given the cost of housing in the United States and cost of goods, I think they will have data that they will use to make it an issue, regardless of the president's efforts.
Thomas Hoeing, I got to leave it there, sir. Thank you very much for joining us on The Close today. Appreciate it.
Glad to be with you. Thanks for having me.